Okay, let's check out 26 through 30 on the MCA packet. Number 26 reads, Alexis has 2 more white t-shirts than black t-shirts. She has a total of 8 and white t-shirts. Which system of equations represents this situation if B is the number of black t-shirts and W is the number of white t-shirts? Okay, checking out all the options. Every time you see an 8, each of these systems has the number 8 involved. Remember that 8 is the total number of shirts that we have together. So B plus W, or black t-shirts plus white t-shirts, has to equal 8. So systems that do not contain that would be C and D. So we can eliminate those two. And then the hard part is checking out, okay, which of these is right? Is it A or B, depending on the first equation? Okay, so we have to look at this statement. Alexis has 2 more white t-shirts than black t-shirts. We have to think about, okay, well, what depends on the other? The number of white t-shirts depends on the number of black t-shirts when we look at this statement. So we would use A's top equation to describe the situation because the number of white t-shirts equals the number of black t-shirts plus 2 more. So that's where we go with that particular problem, okay? All right, let's check out 27. All right, another system of equations problem here. This system of equations below has no solutions. So they're telling us it doesn't have, there are no solutions. So we don't have to do anything with it other than describe what does the graph of the 2 lines look like. Remember, the system of equations means you have 2 lines and they're either going to cross each other or they're not going to cross each other. And it's when they cross each other that they have exactly one solution, okay? Or when they intersect. So if they don't have a solution, that means they're never going to cross each other. We'd be looking at B. These are 2 parallel lines because they'll never cross. That means they have the same slope, all right? So that's 27. You could solve for y in both of those equations if you wanted to, put it into slope-intercept form, and find out that they do in fact have the same slope. All right, 28, solve for x. All right, so we have a square root type of problem here. So first thing I would do is subtract 6 on both sides. And then we've got 2x to the second equals 72. And then I would divide both sides by 2. And we have x to the second equals 36. All right, so you'll notice that all of these answers have a plus minus with them. So if we square root both sides now to solve for x, we get x equals, remember square roots cancel out squares, we get plus or minus 6, because if I put negative 6 in for a squared term, negative 6 times negative 6 is still positive 36. So we would say C. It could be positive or negative 6 for that. All right, so that's 28. 29. Find the missing side in the triangle below. All right, this is going to call for the Pythagorean theorem. Technically, they should put this in here. Let us know that it's a right triangle so that we can use the Pythagorean theorem. So never use it unless you know you have a right triangle. They should definitely let you know that. Okay, so we'll assume this is right, but don't always do that. I know it is because I've seen the answer. All right, so we're solving for this side length. And remember that C is always the opposite side of your right angle. And then this can be A or B, and then this can be A or B, doesn't matter. So I'm going to set this up as 3 to the second plus B to the second, or x to the second, doesn't matter, equals 5 to the second. Or 9 plus B to the second equals 25. Subtract 9 on both sides, and we get B to the second equals 16. We square root both sides, and we get B equals 4. All right, there we go. That's how we do that one. We wouldn't use the negative version of 4 there because we're talking about distance. All right, and lastly, number 30. You could treat this like a Pythagorean theorem problem. You'd have to graph the 2 points and then figure out, form a right triangle with those points and go that route. The other route you can go is the distance formula, which is a formula that will be given to you on the MCA sheet. So you can use this, and it's very simple to use. Alright, you just have to choose one of your points to be the first and the second. So if this is my first point, that's x1, that's y1, that would mean this is x2 and y2. So I just take my x values, so I go -4 minus -2. Plus, now I gotta go the same direction, 6 minus 6. That one's nice. Just get 0. Alright, so next step then, I would figure this out. I got -4 plus 2, which is -2. We're going to end up squaring that. And remember, we get plus 0 to the second, which is just going to go away. Okay? So really here we have -2 times -2, which is +4. When we square that under a square root, which brings us to 2 once we square root that. So there we go. Now, like I said, you could have graphed those 2 points and formed a right triangle and found the length of the hypotenuse, and that would, or C, that would also get you to 2. So that's another route you could have gone, but this is using the distance formula. Alright, so that's it for 26 through 30.